This podcast is brought to you by Gundog Outdoors and Dakota 283 Kennels.
Hi, hunters. Thank you for tuning into the Flush'em and Dustin podcast brought to you by Nick and Tyler, the boys from Ringnecks and Retrievers. In this podcast, we will talk about guns, dogs, gear, and our successes and failures in the field through our combined 40 years of experience. We speak with hunters just like you from across the nation about their days in the field and the many memories they built with their friends and family. We are excited to have you listen. Now let's get to Flushing and Dustin.
Welcome back to another Flush'em and Dustin happy hour. My God, it's been, we took about a month and a half, 2 months off there. Tyler and I need to recharge our batteries, and I don't know about you, Tyler, but I'm feeling pretty spry tonight. So,
got those Duracells redone.
Yes, sir. Recharged them. We got Tim Brown with us on this happy hour and Branson Shelton, some typical guys that we have on. But we're going to start it off tonight and talk about your truck setup, your loadout, what you have in your truck, how it's set up. Tyler, I'm going to have you start off because mine ain't nothing special, but you just got a new truck and you're kind of going off, and then we'll go around the horn.
Yeah. So actually just got my first topper ever this year, which it took me a long time to actually want to get a topper. I was going back and forth, and it's since I've gotten it, it's actually coming handy for hauling gear and whatnot. I did redoing my house and whatnot, so I carry a lot of old lumber and junk and stuff. So I was worried that I was going to get in the way, but so far so good. And so my truck setup is I'm changing it. So last year when we went out to South Dakota, I built like a decked bed slide system. And since we switched to the Dakota 283 kennels, they're a little bit wider than the Roughlands that we had at the beginning of last year when we went out. So this year what I'm doing is, so my two kennels will be in the back, and I don't have it built yet. Otherwise I'd take my computer out and show everybody. But so basically I'm building a frame around the kennels, and then that'll have like a nice top that has sides on it. So that way I can put we got the dine and dash system, or if you have like your vest or dead birds, you be able to set those up there. If I hit any, funny.
You said it, we didn't.
It's a lot funnier when Nick does it.
It is. I was waiting for it. I figured it'd be coming in. But then in the back, so behind the kennels, there's going to be another a bench that's going to be, so I have the topper where the side doors flip up. So they're called wind doors. So I'm going to put a bench that's flush with the height of those doors, so I can open them up, put guns on top of it, put other gear on top of it. But then there's also going to be a opening underneath, so when I take the kennels out, you can slide coolers behind them, you can slide luggage behind them, just because those Dakota kennels, since we're running large ones, they take up a lot of room, and when you have two dogs back there, there's not much room for anything else. So I had to figure out a way to make more room, make my truck more convenient for me, especially when we go out to South Dakota and stuff. So so I'm excited to get that build. I'll probably be posting a YouTube video as I'm building it and going along with it, just to give everybody a rundown of what it kind of looks like. I looked at the deck system, just doesn't work for me. I looked at a bed slide, and it doesn't have the features that I per se want. I know they're good systems and they work for a lot of people, but for my setup, if I could combine them both into one and somehow make them smaller and readjust the sizes on them, and you can special order them, it'd probably make sense. But since it's one standard size, it's really hard to make it work for me. But they're great systems, a lot of people running them, but for me, it's not in the books. So, but Branson, I know I don't know if you got your truck set up, or you got rid of your Ford Ranger or whatever it was from way back when that had the rooster as big as it, but talk a little bit about your setup in that camper that you've been using.
Yeah, so I bought a jumping jack trailer from I found it on Craigslist last year. It's a 2016 model, so I got a used price on it. But I took it around the world with me last year. All that it is basically a utility trailer. It's got some expanded metal wings on the top of it. Whenever it's all packed away,
Kind of like your
Open
mustache.
them.
Looks expanded wings there.
expanded wings, man. It's all fitting. You're able to open it up, and inside of it is a heavy duty, watertight bag inside of it. So just a canvas tent, and that thing takes, I time myself about 7 minutes, pop it up, ready to live in. You just get everything tied down in the trailer. So I mean, it stays in the trailer year round.
Damn, that's
And-
impressive.
but it's really cool. Like I said, I went on a big hunting trip by myself last year at the end of the year around Christmas. Went to Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa late season, like in between Christmas and New Year's Day.
Ooh.
And it had some cold temperatures. I think in South Dakota it got down to 7 degrees. I ain't gonna say I was warm in there, but I slept okay. I got a heater in there right now. I'm running a buddy heater, but I'm reaching out to some folks, trying to get a better heating system in it, because using that buddy heater, it does create some moisture inside
that
the
buddy
tent.
here, that's actually a heater. You're not just taking a buddy with you, right?
Right. Well,
You're not cuddling with one of your buddies, right?
Yeah, right. Just all propane heat. But and what's cool about that trailer is whenever I'm hauling it, I got all of my gear on the top of it. If I'm a big trip, I'll have totes lining the top of it, ice chests. Hey, even my side by side will stay on top of it. That's the thing about these jumping jacks. There's certain areas where that you can go haul your side by side and have a tent, almost like a camper. And the thing is huge. It'll sleep about 5 guys in. It's a 6x12, but I'm really eager to use it.
Jeez.
Going back out to Hell's Canyon, get after a trucker again, kind of seek some redemption, and take it and my side by side, kind of open up some different places. But other than that, in my truck, I'm running a deck storage system. Also, I have a camper shell. Took it off during the summer, and I'm kind of contemplating if I even want to put it on again. I'm not real sure, but other than that, I'm running a Diamond Deluxe aluminum dog box sitting on top of that deck storage system, and kind of like what you was getting at being standard. Man, those dog boxes, they just set up so high on top of that deck system, really makes it tough. Just a lot of stuff to load up, and you got to lift everything up there too.
Yeah, I mean those deck systems are so nice with the storage underneath, and I mean
Yeah.
if you're hauling a 4-wheeler or something, like they can take all that weight, but they do make the dog boxes sit up pretty high. It makes it super tough to have that camper shell like you're talking on your truck.
Yeah, and
with one
see,
of those.
I was wanting to go to the Dakota 283, but with my deck storage system, camper shell, the 283 just wouldn't fit underneath it.
Would
and
you
I got
run the large or the mediums?
I was going to ask you what you run, and you're saying large, and if you think your golden needed it, I mean, I think I could get by with one medium. My male dog needs, he might need the large. I would have to do some more research.
How big is he?
He is probably about 80 pounds right now. I mean, he's average size wire hair.
You could look at, one of the kennels that they have that not many people know about, because it's not one of the G3 like ones that are talked about the most, but it's their first design that came out. It looks a little different, is the Kennebec one. It's Kennebec, I think is how you spell it. And that's like a size in between the medium and the large, but it's not as tall either. So it's only like 24 inches tall on the outside, where like the other ones are like 26, or the large is like 26, I think. So that could be one that you could look at just to see if it's more fitting. The length is like 32 inches and it's 20 inches wide on the inside.
I'll check that out.
A little bit bigger than the medium, but a little bit smaller than the large. And obviously, if you go with it, we can throw you a good discount, but
shoot, yeah.
Get you some good amount of money off, so we can get you 20% out of the way. But yeah, so that'd be one to look at just to see that. So
like I said, everything that I run is all used. I mean, I got my deck storage system used, camper shell used, dog boxes used. So I got as little money as I can invest in these things. And man, in the like coon dog world, which is big down here, those Owen and Diamond Deluxe dog boxes are the way to go. They're just tried and true classics. So it's a good box.
That's what I have as an Owens. Yeah,
they're nice.
Yeah, they are nice. So you can beat the crap out of them and it's fine. Take them out of the truck and they hit the ground. It'll be all right. But.
So you said they're a plastic kennel as well?
No, it's a
aluminum
dog box. Yeah,
okay.
It's an aluminum dog. I got an aluminum 2-hole dog box with the shelf on the top. So I've got some storage up above for dog dishes, stuff like that. But
how well are those insulated? Do you have to do anything?
I mean, they're all right. It's got some corrugated plastic on the inside, but if your dog gets bored, it doesn't last very long staying inside the kennel. Mac doesn't like it at all. Yeah, I've got those.
I keep mats and some shavings in there.
Yeah, Rufflin makes a really nice mat that's waterproof, and you pull it out. And that's what I have in there. And then if it gets real cold, I've got an insulated, like one of those insulated shipping blankets.
Oh,
I'll put that over. I'll put that over it, and it usually does pretty good. But
yeah, Tim, do you don't run a topper then either?
I'm trying to look for one, but finding one for a 2018 F-150 is impossible unless I want to spend for a new one. I mean, as much as I travel for work, Nick, you know this. My truck's it's a 2018. It's got 135,000 miles on it already. So
yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna buy a new truck anyway, and eventually I don't want to buy a new one.
So what I did when I bought my truck last year is I just went in and said, order me the fucking topper, put it all on, be done.
That will
be next one I get will be like that.
That's what the next one will be, hands down.
I wrapped it all into the loan and said, "Yep, do it."
Yep.
I knew I wanted it. I've always had one. And I don't have anything special on my truck to set up. I just have the topper and then put a dog box in the regular back. And I only have one dog and throw my gear beside it and off I go. Cause usually it's just me meeting up with Tyler or something. Yeah. So I don't have anything. I don't have a lot of shit that I take, honestly.
What gets me in running the topper and that Diamond Deluxe box is that it just takes up so much room. It kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, I can't hardly store an ice chest in there, and everything is outside. Makes it kind of a pain in the butt. So running individual kennels like that, in my opinion, it's kind of the way to go.
Yeah. That, like you said, that's why I'm building that shelving system in there, because like, man, how the hell can you get, you have these two kennels side by side and you can't get to the back of your truck. And that's why I went with the windower system, because I'm like, I could fit a gun on the side, right? But if I have my vest, or if, like you said, if I take a cooler with me, or if I take an extra pair of boots or something, I'm like, I have nowhere to put it. I mean, it keeps some stuff in the cab of the truck if I wanted, but it's nice to keep your muddy boots outside of the cab, or extra clothing or something if it gets wet or whatnot. I don't know, there's some good systems out there, but I don't know, I think sometimes just making your own makes it's
rewarding.
And the system I had last year worked pretty good when we were in South Dakota.
It did work good.
It just like I said, the Dakota kennels are just a little bit wider than the Roughland kennels that we had, and so need to
when to work this year.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could fit three of the. It'd be really close fitting three of those Dakota kennels on the back of the truck.
Three of the larges? I don't think you'd be able to.
Because I have a short bed too.
I mean, listen up, he's driving a fucking Chevy, so he probably can't even haul that much weight out there with those.
Well, hell, you could probably. Well, if he's driving a Chevy, you could probably pull it right up through the wheel well because it's rusted out.
Yeah, don't diss the 2011 Silverado, man. Shit, it'll probably outrun your guys' fucking trucks. It might rust
Branson,
more.
Branson, what are you driving?
I got a Ford.
Yeah.
Nick ran Fords before last year.
I ran Fords.
So did I.
Basically my whole life until last year. I got sold on the new I got sold more on the tech of the 2020 Dodge Ram. I got a 12-inch screen down my dash.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That's what I got sold on. I was like, this tech is pretty sweet.
I like mine. The only thing that I don't like is that short bed, kind of like Tyler was saying. tried to sleep in mine. I hunted early season in Kansas after prairie chickens last year. I found myself trying to sleep in the back, and I'm barely too tall for that thing. It's kind of made it uncomfortable. And then, like I said, I'm just piling the dog boxes out of the back of it, trying to make room for myself to crawl back there to sleep.
Yeah,
man, I tell you what,
there's no way my big ass is sleeping in the back of my bed of my truck either.
Diesel.
I tell you what, if I would have been smart when I was looking for a truck, I would have tried to find myself one of those Ram Outdoorsmans. I don't know if you guys have seen those ones, but they have like the 6.5 foot bed on them.
Yeah.
And some of them have the Eco Diesel if you're up for that or whatnot, but most of them have the Hemi. But they have the 3.92 axle, which is good, but they also have the 36 gallon gas tank attached to them. And they're set up. I mean, they're the outdoorsmen. They're set up for long trips and carrying more gear and all that stuff.
Probably set up for getting some animals too, which you don't do. So,
hey, they probably have,
how many cases of shells does one of them things hold for Tyler?
Well, there's a fucking shell shortage, so there ain't enough shells anyways.
Boy, it's absolutely insane.
I'm on like every single waiting list I can think of.
Did you get down to
you
get down to Shields in Iowa City?
I did, and they didn't have Dick.
I was there on Sunday. I was there on Sunday, and I got 8 boxes.
Of what?
I got Fiocchi, and then
20
my buddy.
gauge?
Well, there's 20 gauge, but then I got 12 gauge also. About some of that stuff that they had that was cheap, because my buddy has like literally
Is it
zero
a white
shells.
box?
It's like a white and blue. It's like an Italian made
I don't even
shell.
know what that crap was.
I don't either. But he didn't have any shells. But then they also had the federal pheasant, which I told him he's crazy to buy it, but it was 1 ounce and 3/8 load, 1,500 feet per second, 12 gauge.
Oh wow, that's a heavy.
That's
a heavy load.
It's a fast moving shell.
Holy cow! I told him, I go, you're not allowed to use those early season because there isn't gonna be anything left of them.
Yeah,
yeah. So they had some. I mean, what we really need to do is get a 16 gauge or a 28 gauge. There's shells everywhere for them things.
Yeah. It's nice we have our 16 gauge. Just the price of them too is tough.
Tim, what's your setup? Give us your setup. You haven't really talked much
my
about
pickup.
Your truck. Yeah,
I don't have. I just have that Owens dog box, and
so you're just like me.
Yeah, I just run the dog box. I mean, I want a topper, and then I would probably get a deck system. And I was really looking at getting a deck system with a slide out because I've got 3 dogs. So,
well, Tim, what year's your Ford?
18.
Branson, what year's your Ford?
Mine's 15.
Didn't you say you might not want it?
I might get rid of it this year. I mean,
the bad thing is the tailgate is so much wider that it has to have a special.
Oh,
it's got to have a different kind of lid, so it makes me even more screwed than I already am. But
you might as well just buy a new. My excuse would be if I need new tires, if I need new tires or new topper, might as well just get a new truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need brakes pretty soon, so we might just trade her in.
Nick needs a new tank of gas. He needs a new truck.
I gotta fill it up. Better just go get a new truck.
I would like one of them deck systems though, with the and then a slide out on top of it, so I can put the dog boxes the long way, and then just slide it out. And
I want to do the same thing.
Way.
Yeah.
How many dogs you got, Branson?
3.
3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do notice the style of which I have an ARE topper, and I would need to get one of the I don't know what they call it, but where it has the added headroom where it gets a little bit higher. I would have to go that route to get that bed slide, because that'd be perfect where you could slide it all the way out, get to every one of your dogs, and then just kind of set aside one side of your bed for ice chest, extra water, whatever. Just having a way to store more in the bed of your truck and keep everything dry, man, and free up your cab space. That is awesome. Because I don't know how many times I've left out to go on a hunting trip, and I just have my truck loaded to the hilt because it might be raining or anything, and it's aggravating.
Yeah.
Like I said, my very first trip, I left out in a 96 Ford Ranger, so I've definitely stepped up a little bit.
Yeah, you got a little more room now. No, I did. We're talking about setups. I did make a like an outdoor adventure trailer last year that
did see
had
that.
I took to Wyoming last year, and it worked. It worked really good. But you go to Wyoming and you go down some of them 2-track roads, and you're better off. You're better off unhitching it when you get halfway back and lock it up and just leave it there, because it bounces around like no other. But it was nice. I had a cleaning table on the one door, and I had front storage, and then I had 2 dog boxes in the back for the dogs to sleep in when we got there. And then underneath I had like spare tire, my propane fire pit, and all that stuff, because a lot of things too, you go out west, you really shouldn't have a fire. So I was like, well,
that's you saying that's the reason I went with the jumping jack. It has I think standard, if you just buy the basic model like I got, it has almost 2.5 feet of ground clearance all the way up to the axles. And I was really looking into building an enclosed trailer, kind of like what you was talking about, just for having a place to come to after a hunt like that. It's just, man, it's nice. It's the way to go.
Yeah, I took it to Wyoming, and I was going to camp out when I went there last year, and the wind picked up and it ended up blowing 65 mile an hour. And
Oof.
I packed everything up and said, hell, I'm going to the hotel. And then I just said, it was nice. My dogs could be in the room, and I was like, screw it. I'll stay here the rest of the week.
I'll be leaving for Wyoming in 2 weeks, and I'm hauling jumping jack and all of my gear up there for that. So, I mean, it's going to be, I anticipate about a 6,000 mile round trip after there and back, riding around hunting.
What are you going up there for?
This is going to be a big game hunt, and hopefully we'll have some time to get on some huns and chucker. But I know one of the units we're going to is going to have some huns.
Nice.
But I primarily pronghorn, antelope, and mule deer is what we drew tags for. But
cool.
Like I said, I got to have that shotgun in the back just in case running just the hunts.
What zone are you going in? Can you say it? I mean, you don't have to say it if you don't. I might have some spots for you if you want.
I might message you.
Do it.
We'll take this off camera.
Yeah, message me.
Yeah.
Because last year when we were there, the rut for the antelope was on, and I've got a white and black short hair, and those antelope were so infatuated with that white from that short hair that I had one of the biggest antelope I've ever seen in my life come right up to us. I thought I was going to kick the dog. I mean, he was so intrigued. I was so intrigued with that white. He was coming right to it. It was one of the biggest antelopes I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys.
Oh, that's crazy. Does that jumping, it's a jumping jack trailer, right? Is that what you said?
Right.
Does that have like an off-road suspension for it, or does it handle? It does.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Man, that thing, you can look them up on Instagram and YouTube. Like there's videos of guys pulling them behind their Jeeps, rock crawling and stuff. I mean, it's built for it.
Is it pretty heavy or not too bad?
It's not too bad. Found out last year about 72 miles an hour is about the maximum you want to go to. It starts walking a little bit, but it pulls better when I have my side by side on top of it. It blows your mind whenever you're driving it, because the wheels of the side by side will be about as high as the bed of your truck.
Oh, so, I mean, wow.
It's pretty funny looking, but it's awesome, man. It pulls great. I really like having it.
Yeah. So does the inside of it?
I'm actually going to be, well, I'll cut you off there, but I'm going to be posting Instagram video probably tomorrow or Friday of a walkthrough. I had some guys reach out to me whenever I updated it, so be looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nice. I was just going to ask you what the inside of it is kind of like.
Yeah. So the inside, man, it's just basic. Once everything pops up, it's out. One side is a bed, the other side's a bed. One side will have about a full size bed. In the middle, there's a table that just kind of pops up, and if you really wanted to, it could sleep about 6 guys in there.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean,
I think it's pretty sweet.
It's nice. Yeah. I really want to look into figuring out a way, and even to be safe with all these new kennels you're making, like the Dakotas and Roughland and everything else. If I could make a way to haul the dogs, those kennels on top of that trailer, if I can fasten it down good enough.
Yeah.
It would take a little bit of engineering and make sure everything will be safe and legal. But
nice. Yeah, that'd be good. So So you guys, obviously, Tim, you're
Yes,
in
sir.
Iowa. Dove season's started.
Yeah, we did really good opening day. We actually, we talked on our podcast. We had you guys on, and we were talking about the crops.
Yeah.
Dude, they're coming out left and right here, so it's
Oh,
getting harder and
now
harder.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was just in Spencer today.
Yeah, isn't it? It's
I was just
crazy.
up there today. And I was told Tyler, I'm like, I need to just like come up here and make a couple calls, and then drive down some gravels and start asking like, hey, can I hunt this?
Yeah.
Can I hunt this?
So,
like, man,
like my buddy chopped corn, so opening day I limited out pretty quick, but after that, there's so many. We got a new dairy up here, so they've been chopping corn like left and right, and it spread the doves completely out. And I mean, you sit down in a spot, you're gonna get 5 or 6 if you can hit them.
Yeah.
And that's about the extent of what you're gonna go now. But we had a pigeon shoot the other day that turned out really good, though. We
That'd
killed
be pretty fun.
32 pigeons in an hour and a half. It was
Oh wow.
it was a lot of fun.
Oh.
The dogs got a lot of work too, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we went last weekend on Saturday morning. They have that early goose season where if you're within a certain area of the city, you can hunt them. And man, I was scouting these birds for 3 days straight. They're in between like 2 different fields. We had access to both fields. And the night before, they're in the one field. We're like, all right, we'll set up there. The good chance that there's at least going to be some that show up. Again, overnight, a warm front comes through. The next morning, dude, they didn't even come
Didn't even get
anywhere
off the
close
water.
to us. I was like, what in the hell? It fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's the way it kind of goes. We saw so many doves in that field, though. I should have brought out some nice 7-shot or 6-shot with me. I probably would have actually had a good time instead of just sitting there twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah.
But
What were you shooting for the geese?
I had some 3-shot, just
neat.
some boss ammo.
I was thinking the same thing, Tim. I was like, I'd have fucking pulled the trigger on a dove.
I didn't want to say. I mean, we're talking about
Well,
Tyler here shooting. I mean, you maybe get lucky.
I mean,
with a BB
sometimes-
with
I
him.
had a full
Sometimes
choke in that bitch. I don't know
Hey.
if I would have
Oh, that
Found
might
it.
have been bad.
if I would have hit a dove. It wouldn't have even been worth it if I would have hit it.
Hey, sometimes I think there's a trigger hesitancy with Tyler, is what I'll call it.
You know what? I wish my
I just wasn't ready. Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean we were ready? We're fucking walking through the field. There could be a bird at any time. Wow, geez,
I wish my cousin was on, because we went dove hunting the weekend before, and there was a pack of like, I don't know, 4 of them that came in perfect, like decoyed perfectly. And he unloads all 3 shells, and I didn't even fucking shoot. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, why are you not shooting? And I was like, I'm working the dogs, man. Just working the dogs. And he's like, dude, shoot. And I'm like,
Yeah. Tim sitting there twiddling his thumbs. No, always fucking twiddling his thumbs.
Hey, we went out last night, and I had one come in and land at the decoy, and I kicked it up, and I missed it twice. So it happens to the best of us.
Can't hit all of them, I guess.
No, you can't.
But at least you can
I
hit
can
some
say
of
that
them.
I have not missed a single dove this year.
Have you shot at one?
I have not.
Well, your percentages, I mean, we're in the same boat, but I've shot at some. So that's funny.
That'll happen. That'll definitely happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting start to the season. Dogs
It
have
really-
had good work, but
It really helps out though with shooting at doves, because by the time you get to pheasant season,
oh,
it's
man,
like
they're
it's
so
like an
big.
Airbus out there, and they're so
It-
slow. It's
Have
makes
you
it a lot
guys
easier.
ever had a Ritz cracker thrower?
Mm.
A Ritz cracker thrower.
No, I've
Put a
never
Ritz
heard about
cracker
that.
in this fucking deal, and it's like a clay bird thrower, but only Ritz cracker. Whew. You throw that in those Ritz crackers.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I've hit them before too.
Yep. We had it that one day.
I can testify. I hit
Yep.
them fuckers.
We're gonna need some witnesses on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna
we-
need to
I
do.
will
We
do
need,
it.
Do you have
we
that
need a
thing
YouTube
still?
video of that.
I think I have it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we should get that out and video that. It's so much fun.
Tyler was there. I hit him. He was there. I fucking hit them Ritz crackers, man.
Were they already cracked, or when they come out, or
Potentially.
Actually,
it was probably like a dragonfly that hit him when we threw it and fucking split it.
It was like the noise of the gun just broke it, right?
Yeah, he had one of them little firecrackers attached to it and lit it before he threw it.
Yeah, all it is like a little metal thing.
Yeah.
Yay long.
No kidding.
Yeah, whip
them
them
Ritz
out there.
crackers like.
That'll get you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that'll get you.
Smaller than a quail. Ritz cracker.
Oh yeah.
That cracker's faster than that quail too.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, it's like fucking
them Bob Whites are something else. I don't know.
Tough.
They can be a really humbling bird for sure.
Either way, I hit them both, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, jeez. You didn't tell me to wear my boots for all this bullshit we got going on.
Man, hey, just off a fucking hiatus, coming back in strong, right, boys?
That's right. You gotta let them have it.
Yeah. Let them have it right away. I did purchase some new shoes for my truck though, so we'll see how those babies work. I went with the Cooper Rugged Treks. I get them put on Sunday. I had to order them in. So
very nice.
I don't know if you guys looked at those, but they're pretty badass.
Yeah, they are nice looking tires. We'll have to agree with that.
Be going off road. Hopefully, don't get stuck on. Well, shouldn't get stuck. I never have before, so we'll see.
Oh, speaking of going off road,
did
you see my video? Did you see that?
Yes.
So my buddy complained. So we went dove hunting the other day, and my buddy couldn't get into the truck. So he goes, pull forward and come out, and the side of the road just completely gave out, and my truck goes womp.
It looked like you're pretty hung up.
I was done. It was almost ready to flip. So we had to call the farmer or roll down the ditch, So we had to call the farmer, and he started pulling us, and then got us high centered. And I was in the truck, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it. So I had my buddy Alan get in there, and I go, just drive that thing right down the ditch and drive out. And that's what we did. But it was a little sketchy there for a while.
Yeah, what's right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I was shitting my pants.
Was that on the Heartland Legacy podcast page, or was that on your personal page?
I think it was on both. I think I had it on Facebook and on that page.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah, I was shitting my pants.
That's a good one to check out.
Yeah. Just stupidity, not pay attention.
So you guys' dogs, are they ready for season coming up? Iowa, we're a month and a half-ish out. Branson, I don't know how far you out from any real upland game yet there, but I know we're a month and a half out here, so
we got a while. Yeah, it'll be towards the end of November. We open up our quail after our rifle season, which will be about a week after Thanksgiving. So yeah, we got a long time still. Yeah, man, my dogs are doing good. I got my one female Willow. I hadn't worked with her enough at all, but we're gonna see what she's got again this year. Beats, he's doing pretty good. Which he's got it. I mean, I've hunted him for a long time, and he's ready to roll. Lori coming into her second season, just got done with her HZP in the Drathar test, and that's the main reason why I hadn't been dove hunting any. I've been really focusing on her. Had to drive all the way up to northwestern Missouri on a Friday night after work. Got up there after, it's just some of that testing they do for those Drathars. Had to do some point work. They judge like the use of nose, retrieving out of water, blind retrieves, scent drags for 200 yards and 300 yards. Nice. And they just kind of judge how the dog works for you. And we didn't do perfect by no means, but out of the dogs that was testing that day, wow, we scored a 166 and had another dog there that scored a 167 that was a high score for the day. But there's definitely a lot higher scores out there because we had our struggles. She kind of messed up on her blind retrieve, not her blind retrieve, her retrieve just out of water. It seemed like something kind of jumped up and got her leg or something right there at the bank. She let go of the duck, and if they let go of the duck and I give her another command, they kind of dock you for that. But I don't know. I'm really not concerned about that at all. As long as she gets out there and finds me some birds in the uplands, that's what my main goal is.
Yeah.
I'll work her for blood trails during our deer season. Because other than that, once we got this done, going through these breed tests for these drought hards, it kind of just solidifies the breed. Especially the guys who breed them, they get off on that. They really like to see what their dogs are scoring, and I get it. So I go through it, and it's just fun having kind of like an outline of how to train your dog during the off season. But you're going to be doing this, this, and this, so train for it. And now that we got that done, it just kind of feels weird to me not waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make some scent drags out there through my pasture and not be working her. But yeah, she's ready to roll. I let her out the other evening. There's about 3 or 4 crow out there in my pasture, and she's just locked on point, just held forever. So that's always nice to see. She's ready.
Good.
That is good.
Yeah, my
Tim,
oldest dog.
dogs.
Yeah, my oldest dog, he's not going to hunt this year. He's 14 and a half. I've got 2 wire hairs and a short hair.
Nice.
And he's done for the year, or done for his career. He can't do it. He's going blind and all that jazz. So he's done. But my middle dog, Rue, she's a wire hair, and she has her own schedule. So whenever she wants to hunt, she gets to hunt, and she just decides on her own. You know how wire hairs are.
I was
She
saying,
gets it in her head. She's just not gonna do it. But Mac, my youngest dog, this will be his second full season, and he's ready to rip. He's ready to go.
Nice. That's good.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun year. I've got trips planned all over the place.
So hot out.
Do you get them on quail any?
Yeah, we go to Kansas every year. Yep.
Nice.
We go down to northern Kansas, and we usually get into a ton of them, and a lot of pheasants too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun down there. Kansas is fun. Fun state.
Incredibly hot out to train.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I mean, so honestly, I had a setback with Diesel there for a little bit. He got kennel cough, and then because I had him in a kennel when we were gone over Labor Day weekend, and brought him back, and I was telling Tyra, I was like, God, he's just lethargic and everything. And I had him on medicine, and she told me it could last up to 3 weeks. Well, about a week, and then this week he started acting normal. So I've had him out the last 3 nights running him to get him kind of back in shape. And in previous years, I was able to start in August and just slowly kind of ramp him up. And man, it's just been so hot out that I haven't been able to do anything here.
That's the way it is for me here, and
it's just it's so dry too.
That's
right. It's just
getting her ready for that test. I know when I have to do these scent drags, I was getting up before I would leave for work. I'd leave about 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'd get up about 3 and make a bunch of scent drags out there in the dark. That's about the only time that it's cool enough down here to get a dog out and do something like that. You can only do so much water work, and be actually doing something effective for what you want to do. But,
yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, as long as they're in shape right now, that's all I'm too concerned about.
Yeah,
that's my concern right now is getting Diesel back into the shape he was in last year. He's not in bad shape because we go on walks and stuff, and it's just more getting that cardio amped up. He's still got good muscle definition and everything, but we'll see.
It'll take a little bit for all of our dogs, even some of the best dogs in the world. Just ease back into it.
You can't. I mean, you get those June, July, August, 90-degree, 100+ degree days. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You're not even going to be out there doing shit.
Yeah,
Heck no.
Any cardio you can do, like you said, swimming. That's about the best thing that you can do in July anyway, in August.
Yep.
Yeah. And even I've read even too where if you take a dog in those days, they can even overheat swimming in the ponds.
Oh wow.
So it's like you got to be careful. If you take them to a river where it's much cooler, there's moving water and whatnot. But yeah, they say that those hot days and stuff, they can still overheat.
Oh, yeah.
Especially your dogs, Tyler. They got they got a ton of hair on them.
Lola will, man, it'll be the dead of winter, like January, there'll be a river that's open and she'll just go diving right in, man. She'll just lay down in it. Every chance she gets, she just plops her little ass down in the water and doesn't move, man. She's so cold-blooded. It's crazy. She loves the cold weather.
My horror's like that. I was really concerned with her because if I'd done any work close to water, she's gonna make a beeline to that water first thing, and it embarrassed the hell out of me.
Yeah. That's what. It's funny because the place I take the dogs to train a lot, there's a pond, and like one of the training spots that we go to is like 150 yards away from it. And this summer, when I was training, we'd get towards the end of it, and they knew we were getting wrapped up, and they were just, obviously it's hot out. They would, the moment I was like, all right, they would just beeline it as fast as they could to that water. I was like, Jesus Christ.
A couple of kids.
No way I could stop them. They're just right to it. But makes it fun.
Water or a mud hole, it's like they gravitate towards all that. Mine do anyway.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So
have you guys solidified your upland plans for the year? Anything outstanding?
Yeah, we have. Tim has to go for it, Tim.
No, you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
October 4th, I'm headed to the National Grasslands out in South Dakota for a week. Got a buddy coming up from Missouri that's never even been to South Dakota, never bird hunted any wild birds. So I'm bringing him up and gonna take him out and let him experience it. And I'm gonna walk his dick to the dirt is what I'm gonna do. He's a big dude too, and he's talking all this shit. He works outside. He welds for the railroad, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, let's go." I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand. We're gonna walk a lot of miles, and you're gonna walk
it ain't gonna be
with,
that
and
bad.
I'm not gonna. Oh, that's exactly what he said. He said, I'm not gonna let up, man. You're gonna go." So we got that trip planned, and then I might go back again, like middle of the month, just before pheasant opener in Iowa. And then you got Iowa, and then Nebraska. I'm getting a license in Kansas. And I might dabble in Minnesota for a couple days. Maybe.
I was thinking about heading to Minnesota myself. I was actually talking to Tyler about that the other day.
Did you see the report?
Yeah, so the southwest corner looks pretty promising.
That's just like
yep.
Right up from me. So
yep, it's about 4 hours for me, but it's still not bad.
No, and I saw that report, and I'm like, that's tempting because there's quite a bit of walk-in and public up there too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my plans anyway.
Nice. Yeah, I got going out to South Dakota a couple times this year to help at a lodge. I got one of my buddies asked me to help out there, so gonna see what that experience is. I'm not really
take
sure
your dogs.
Yeah. So I honestly don't even know the town that's in. I know it's 10 hours from me. So pretty far west into South Dakota, and it's a lodge, guided hunts. So it's not, they're not wild birds. They release a bunch of birds, so I'm more just doing it to let the dogs just get a bunch of birds, and they get about, he said they usually each group averages about 100 birds a day.
Oh, cool. Dogs, they don't know a difference between a released bird and a wild bird.
So I don't even carry a gun, anything. I just want to see what it all entails and whatnot. And hopefully
that'd be fun.
Yeah. Hopefully Nick will be able to go next year for a couple of them, but
yeah, it was too long. With kids, it was freaking over a week, wasn't it?
The first time I go, I'm out there for 9 days. It's like,
I couldn't swing that with the family. That's too much time for me. But a good week or a little less than that, 5 days, 4 days.
Are you guys still taking your trip in November?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one works out.
Wrapped up.
That trip works out really well for me because we do Thanksgiving at my wife's house, and then we'll leave. Actually, this year, one of our buddies, that's going with us, he asked me to go with him. He's got a private ground up in, I won't say where it's at, but it's up northern Iowa and northwest Iowa, and it only gets hunted twice a year, and he landed it for us to hunt before we go to South Dakota. So we're going to hunt that Friday morning, Black Friday, and then from there we'll head out to South Dakota, and then Tyler and everybody will meet us out there.
Heck yeah.
in South Dakota, and then we'll come back that Thursday. So it works out really well for me because my wife will stay with her mom from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come home Sunday. So then she's only by herself for 3 days, 3.5 days with the kids.
Branson, you going anywhere?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm heading out to Wyoming here in a few weeks, but still big game hunting controls a large part of my season still, just because it takes so long for our upland season to open up here in Oklahoma. But once it does open up, close to December, I'll be getting after the quail here. I've already got several coveys found just from riding around. I'm pretty stoked about that. There's getting to be a lot of numbers. Got invited to be a part of a Quail Forever survey hunt down here where I'm at. Pretty excited about that. I had a friend that got married over the summer and required me to take a week off of work for vacation to be part of the bachelor party and wedding for that.
Jesus.
Just really controlling me. Yeah. Hey, it was a big time, so I was told. But
yeah. That's funny.
But bad thing, he will never let me forget how much hunting time he took away from me this year. But because of that, I'm not 100% if I'm going to get to come back to South Dakota and hunt. Hoping I can, but got a trip. Going to be going to New Mexico several times after during the new year. So be 2022 before I'm out there. But it's going to be nice weather. Get out there. It's about 8 hours, so I can be geared up at the house, have everything hooked up, get off of work, and just haul ass out there and be able to hunt Saturday and Sunday, and do that several times. Get after some scaled quail, maybe some valley quail if I can find.
How long does it take you to get down
there? The spot that I had found, it's going to be just over 8 hours. And it's all interstate, so just
that's not bad.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll probably do that several times.
Nice,
and
very cool.
Hoping, like I said, hoping to get up there to South Dakota again. I'd really like to get up there and get my old man in some of that action. He'd love it.
Oh yeah,
right.
How far is Southern Iowa from you?
Southern Iowa, probably about, I want to say about 10, 12.
Oh wow,
hours,
you're
maybe
that far south. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I would say maybe 10.
God, we should all four get together and just do a hunt sometime.
Man, that'd be awesome.
You can bring your tent. We can sleep in the tent.
Oh yeah, I can bring my dogs, and
he can use you as his buddy.
No,
here,
I already said it. I already said it. You didn't hear it.
Beat me to
it. Propane heat. Nobody's allowed. We're all free.
That's right. The only buddies that are allowed to sleep with me are my dogs.
No Brokeback Mountain it. Jesus.
No way.
I'll bring my dogs up there, and they can just really embarrass me in front of everybody.
Oh shit, they'll be just fine.
The more the merrier, man.
That's
the more
right.
the merrier.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fun.
That would be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
Power hour hunt. That'd be pretty cool content too.
Yeah, it would.
Man.
That'd be fun.
You imagine that power hour?
Yeah.
We'd have to rewatch it to remember it.
Yeah, that's right.
We're all in the same room. We're all passing out because we walked so much, skill pheasants. Drank enough beer to pass out.
Yeah.
Did Tyler, did you ever get you a camera set up?
Yeah, I did. So I got myself the GoPro 9.
Excuse me.
So I got one of those, and then I got an external battery pack on it, and it's kind of nice. So they have a door you can get for it that comes with like a 6-foot long cord that you can just put this. You just slide it right through the door, and it plugs right into the battery, and then I run it through the back of my hat. You can't even feel it, and then it goes. The external battery just sits in my bird vest. So
nice.
So it can run 6. I think it runs for like 6 hours, and with that GoPro 9, you can have that 30-second pre-record. So I can quickly hit that, and it'll catch like 30 seconds before. So let's say like a bird gets up, and I'm not ready for it, and I shoot, and it goes down. I can quickly hit it, and it would catch the 30 seconds leading up to that. So hopefully
that is impressive.
Yeah. So hopefully I don't miss. Hopefully I don't miss recording as many birds, not miss as many birds. this year. But I also did get myself. I found a nice used, like better lens camera to take nicer pictures with. So I got the Canon M50, I think is the model. It's just a smaller.
I just got the iPhone 12.
It probably takes just.
Hey man, iPhone 12 is awesome.
Yeah,
I got that too.
Take some
But,
really good pictures.
I'm like you, Tyler. I just stepped up. I got myself a mirrorless camera this year, really getting out there. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of learning, I think, but it does. I mean, you can. I have that Lightroom app.
Oh yeah,
same.
And man, you could take a picture that's like decent on the camera and put in that Lightroom app and like make it look really good. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even with the iPhone, it really you can do it too.
Yeah. And and the nice thing about that mirrorless camera is they're nice and compact. So on my vest, I have an extra pouch that can fit right in. So I'll be able to take it out to the field, quickly pull it out, take any pictures, put it back in.
Cool.
And the Canon is also weatherproof. It's not waterproof, but weatherproof. So if it's like drizzling or something, it's not going to ruin it. If it's downpouring, obviously you aren't going to want to use it. But yeah, the GoPro thing, I'm pretty stoked about that to try to get some better footage this year.
Did you see they just came out with the 10 too?
They did.
Tomorrow.
I looked at it. I looked at like I could see why people that are doing like mountain biking, dirt biking, surfing, those type of things, why it would be better. They have a little bit more hyper smooth stabilization. They have a little bit more I think you can shoot, I think in 5K they have it where you can have more frames per second compared to the 9. But for what we're doing, I mean, it's not going to you wouldn't notice any difference they have a 23 megapixel in it instead of a 20. And from what I've read, 20 to 23, there's like no difference.
I was hoping to not spend any more money this year, and I didn't even know if they had anything like that 30-second pre-record.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that either.
That's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, the under 40 yards, I can't think of the guy's first name. He told me about that, and I was like, gotta get rid of the 8.
It's perfect.
Yeah, because there's so many times in the field, like no matter how much you're paying attention to your dog, there's still some birds that just get up, before you're ready, before anything. And that gives you, I mean, you think about it, 30 seconds, that bird's up, 5 seconds max for you to pull up and shoot. And then you're just like, click it on, and it literally catches everything leading up to that. And that
I think I have a 7 still, and you see your dog get birdie, and it's a running rooster. So I mean, hell, they're liable to keep running for several minutes, and that sucker, it drains the battery pretty quick. And next thing you know, like you're out there at 11 o'clock with a dead battery.
Yeah. So that external battery pack. So with the pre-record, the GoPro is actually on the whole time. So that's why you need that external battery pack. And it, the one that I got from the reviews that I've read, when it's running that 30-second, the GoPro stay charged for about 6 hours before you got to recharge that battery pack. So, I mean, to me, that's plenty. You're out of the truck for, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. You hop back in, put it on the charger quick, let it get 20, 30 minutes of recharge before you get out to the next field. And that should give you enough to keep it through the day. And the nice thing about that pre-record is it's on, but it's not actually recording until you hit the button. Right. So it just keeps it just keeps going.
It's cool. It's very cool.
So, there's a lot of times last year where I'm like, oh God, my GoPro wasn't on. I'm not going to turn it on halfway through getting a bird, So hopefully get some decent footage, and hopefully it's not like pointing up at the fucking sky or straight at the ground or.
I bought some Chinese piece of shit that always recorded when I fucking didn't want it to, and then it recorded a whole truck conversation when it said that it was off. And
takes pictures instead of videos. Like
took pictures instead of videos. I was like, what the fuck is this thing got going on? I think everything was in Chinese.
Compared to a
GoPro, figure it out.
It definitely didn't take as good a video. When it did take
it did
video.
not. It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't like bad video, but it wasn't. It was just piece of shit.
I was thinking about getting a shot cam just for the shot itself, and then have the GoPro going for the dog work. But
yeah, that'd be nice. They just had a big.
That's a tough trigger to pull too.
Yeah, they just had $150 off of them.
Yeah, so that makes it
week,
what, $500 still.
Yeah,
$450.
So
$450 pre-tax. Without shipping.
Tyler,
I had made.
Tyler did have a shot cam, and then I
No, a Tacticam.
We took it out to South Dakota, or Tacticam.
Yeah,
same thing, close
same.
enough.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
And we took it out to South Dakota, couldn't find it, and I came back and I traded my vehicle in, and we found out that it was left in that vehicle. So we don't have it anymore.
I found an SD card last year, and I plugged it in my computer to see what was in it. And there's a video of it fucking rolling around in the back of his Jeep. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, where did this thing end up? No idea where it was. But somehow I have the SD card for it. So
That's funny.
Yeah, Branson, you'll have to look at the 9, man. You could
I will.
I would imagine they're gonna have a nice sale here starting tomorrow when that 10's introduced,
Yeah, they'll drop that down probably $100, I bet.
Yeah. And the worst thing is though, when I bought it, it comes with a battery, but it doesn't come with a damn charger. And I'm like,
they got you.
I'm like, why would it not come with a charger? So I had to buy a dual battery charger. And then now I have 3 batteries with a dual battery charger. I'm like,
I actually bought a 3-pack charger last year for my 8, and then I just bought another one this year. So I'll have 6 batteries in my pocket because I don't have the 9. So I turn it, when the battery goes dead, I just take that one out and
gotta get that external battery pack.
Put a new one in it. But then, usually when you need to change the battery, guess what's going on? You got a bird.
That's how it goes. Or when you're taking
90% of the time.
Taking a piss, there's one that flies up. Like,
Isn't that duck hunting though? Isn't that how you get them to come in? Somebody's got to go take a piss.
Yep. Here they come.
Yep.
Always catch you when you're out of the blind, I guess.
They do.
So, well, guys, we appreciate you for swinging back on and getting us restarted with the Power Hours and Flushman Dustin podcast. I think we're gonna probably do more of these type of conversations. They're pretty fun.
Yep.
Switch it up, and I think it's
be really good when hunting season gets going. And you can actually
right on.
That's what we're thinking of doing. Is probably trying to do weekly. Just everybody talk about how their weekend went, and keep them fun like that. Something different than single guests, and just make it more of the Power Hours.
Everybody, different stories and things of that nature, instead of asking everybody the same conversation. Bullshit back and forth, boys. Bring your beer.
Yep.
Bring your beards and your mustaches.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's what everybody needs.
Awesome. And then we do have a ball trimmer coming that we're going to get some discounts on. If you guys have ever heard of the Manscaped.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. So we do have a 20%.
Winter's coming.
Yeah,
Perfect
Manscaped.
timing.
Yep, we have a 20% discount code that
It is. Get her shaved up, boys.
Get her trimmed up.
You guys want to get in on that? We'll let you know how they work.
Cool.
My name's Nick, but I don't like to get nicked, if you know what I mean.
No pics.
That's the commercial right there, buddy.
No pics or videos on this one.
We don't need no videos of how that works.
Awesome.
That's funny.
So, all right. Well, we appreciate it. Everybody have a good night.
Yep, have a good one.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya.